from that cult to another cult.
Mm-hmm.
There is, we're still talking about the vaccine for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why this is still a big topic, not just for the right, but for what I call the Joe Rogan bros. There's a gentleman named Pat McAfee who is a former punter in the National Football League. And now he is a prominent voice on ESPN, the big sports channel. And he, every week on his show, every Tuesday, has current New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers on his show. And Aaron Rodgers is injured for the season, so he's got plenty of time. And Aaron Rodgers is a big anti-vax guy. Now, if you have or you have not followed the National Football League over the last 3 or 4 weeks, you may or may not know. You probably do, because it doesn't just involve an NFL player, but there's a gentleman named Travis Kelce. I'm sure you've heard that name, Lana. No? Wow.
How bad.
Oh my God. I cannot believe you have not heard this, because Travis Kelce is now dating probably the most famous woman in the world, Taylor Swift.
I know it's good. I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. I just didn't know his name.
Woo! Okay. I was like, you would have been a perfect juror if somehow this was a trial.
I know, because now the right hates her.
They hate her, and they hate Travis Kelce, because Travis Kelce has recently found himself on a couple of different commercials, one for Bud Light and one for Pfizer for the shot.
And the flu at the same time. Is he the guy that says double shot it or something like that?
Yeah. So this is making people lose their mind. And I think, unfortunately, Pfizer having a commercial for the shot may sound strange, but when we're living in a society where you have grown men who curl up in a fetal position about getting the shot or making up some weird shit about the shot, for some bizarre reason, maybe that's why they need to film a commercial with what is considered a manly man on the on the TV. But anyway, Pat McAfee, Aaron Rodgers, and some other goon that he has on his show. About a week ago, Aaron Rodgers called Travis Kelce Mr. Pfizer as some sort of put down, which again is a corny, weird thing to say for a grown man and a professional athlete. But he doubled down on that again. I think it was today. And this is the conversation that Aaron Rodgers, could be considered one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He's unbelievable. He was one of the best quarterbacks I've ever watched, but he's really ruining his legacy because he wants to have a schoolyard conversation with two dopes who have no idea what they're talking about. And this is what it looked like.
Listen, Mr. Pfizer said he didn't think he would be in a vax war with me.
Oh boy.
Didn't think he'd be in a vax war.
See the phony laughter in the background, like, oh, here we go, dude. And first of all, by the way, this guy is a professional broadcaster on a major network, and that's basically what he wears every day. He's like a professional wrestler sort of announcer, and that's, I guess that's what sells nowadays in sports media and pretty much any media. But let's finish this.
I mean, this ain't a war, homie. This is just conversation. But if you want to have some sort of duel, debate, have me on the podcast. Come on the show. Let's have a conversation.
Okay.
Pass it out.
Let's do it like in John Wick 4, right? So we both have a second.
Nice.
Right? So somebody to help us out. I'm going to take my man, RFK Jr.
Okay.
As an independent.
Hell yeah.
Right? And he can have, Tony Fauci or some other pharmacrat, and we can have a conversation about this.
Okay. Well, I'm happy we got that sorted. Thought for sure you were going with Rogan. But obviously, Dr. Joe Rogan, I apologize. But RFK Jr., not a bad get. He's been at the forefront of this conversation on the internet I have seen, currently an independent. And could you imagine Fauci and Kelce sitting down across from Arron and RFK Jr.?
Appointment television.
I know you have that 500-page report already. That kind of got forgotten about in the whole.
I couldn't imagine it because neither one of them would waste their fucking time. First of all, Dr. Fauci is smarter than all three of them combined times 100. Second of all, Travis Kelce has a job right now. He's not sitting on the sidelines.
It's what? Dr. Fauci's like in his 80s and he's like running. He looks like he's gonna outlive these goons. Like
these three morons who are calling out Dr. Fauci is just a guy who's lived his whole life trying to do the betterment for society when it comes to medicine, and he's being goofed on by three goofs
because they're so cool, because they're talking about an old man. Like, what the? Okay, where are we, America? Like, because somebody help me, like, just beam me up, because I don't even understand anymore. The ignorance is just, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, it's just stupid. It's not even funny. Like, it's not even funny a little bit. It's like, ooh, buzzwords, Fauci. Like, it's just dumb.
It's you're right. It's not funny at all, but unfortunately it's funny to some, and it's funny to enough people to where literally if they saw Dr. Fauci out on the street, they would yell awful things at him. They would, fuck you, Fauci. You ain't getting that shot at me. First of all, again, the other thing, Donald Trump was the one who originally started the vaccine, and he sort of pounded his chest about how quickly he got it out. He took it himself. In fact, a lot of these morons who were on TV got the shot themselves, and they're still ragging on it. It makes no fucking sense.
We saw Marjorie Taylor Greene the other day in an airport with a mask on.
Right.
There's a picture of her with a mask on.
Yeah.
Stop it.
It makes no sense. And I am, as a sports fan, look, sometimes I don't even like turning on the regular news to listen to that garbage. I sure as shit do not want to listen to these fucking morons and their opinions about, you have a former punter, a quarterback, and I don't even know who the other fucking guy is. It looks like he probably played too. But they're sitting there, and I'm supposed to weigh whether or not I should listen to them or Dr. Fauci about the fucking shot on a sports program.
That's just like what's his face, like about the earth is flat. It's like,
yes,
stop talking. Like they want to say the most outrageous things and argue something that's so ridiculous so they sound smart, and it just where's the water going? Like, it doesn't make any sense. If it's flat, where the fuck does the water run to? Does the ship just go to the end and it turns around? Like, what the fuck are you talking? None of that makes sense.
Well, it's my understanding there's actually been people who've sailed around the entire globe. So, I mean, unless somebody... Yeah, I just don't...
Where does the water go? Like, is there an end? Is there like a do not, like, don't fall off the ledge sign that's like, beware, like yellow tape that says don't go any further? Because if it is flat, that's what's going to happen. Like, it just ends. We're a spear.
Well, maybe you and maybe we should just become conspiracy theorists, because that seems to be the moneymaker. That seems to be that gets the eyes. It makes the money.
It's so stupid. The fucking sun. Why is it like dark one place and light the other place in the sun and the time difference? Because it's not. If it's flat, we all have the same fucking sun.
Correct. Yeah. Listen, I obviously, I'm pretty sure you and I do not need to give lessons on how just basic understandings of things work. But again, again, this brings me back to a concern that I have that, it's not just spilling now into the underground sort of websites. It started with underground sort of websites. Then it moved on to sort of talk radio as time went on, and talk radio got huge. Then, of course, Fox News came around. Then it spilled into Fox News. I think you brought it up not too long ago that Fox News in the beginning, they reported news, but you could tell they had that right-wing slant. Now it's just a fuck it fest.
Right.
Yeah, they don't care. And same with podcasters are even worse. I mean, they're even worse. And there's so many people that when they listen to these podcasts, it's not even just, hey, I'm going to consider this. It's, no, you guys are fucking wrong. The guy who used to be a comedian, who's now a podcaster, knows more about the vaccine than Dr. Fauci does, you fucking idiot. And I'm just like, okay.
Like your doc knows more than your own doctor?
Yeah.
How'd you get there? Like Ron DeSantis knows more than your pediatrician.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go right ahead.